Hello, everybody. So, does anyone have a question? Since last class, I've seen. I think I just saw one Frida. So I don't know if you guys are not posting or if you guys are thinking it's too hard. If there is someone sculpting with me or not, but if you are, again, and if you want to watch the past classes, previous classes are all here on the channel. You have a playlist. Just go on my playlist here on the channel. Hello. And search for Frida classes, and all the classes are going to be there. And on the first video, first and second, I think in the introduction video for sure, there's all the links that you can where you can find this printing, the material to print, the transparency, the material that I'm using. It's everything in there, all the links, and also where to post the pictures so we can share experiences, talk about it, ask for opinions, and etc. Okay, so it's all on the playlist. Go playlists and find Frida and go for the introduction video. Hello. Also, if you want to watch other classes, I have my Patreon where you can either become a student and watch all my previous classes. I have a lot of classes there. Hi, Pam. And or you can just support my work. You can also support my work by signing my YouTube channel. Join as a student or just a special fan and other things. All right, so I worked a little bit on the symmetry because it's something that takes a lot of time. So mostly this eye here, got it more similar, put the nose more in the center. It was a bit towards more than this side. So I brought it to the center a little bit and worked on the chin symmetry and under the lips as well. That's pretty much about it. I didn't do much on her. Okay. So, oh, I think I also worked on the cheek symmetry, but it's still not perfect. So now that we have that, I don't know if you guys want to ask anything about the other classes. I'm gonna work on the shape of her face. Okay, so I'm gonna add some clay. Now I'm gonna have to be careful here because I always put my finger and mess it up. So I'm going to make her face. It's not that square. So I'm gonna add a little bit more on the jaw here. My clay is quite dirty here because every time that it gets dirty here, I push, like I pull the dirty part to the top like that. So I get rid of the dirty by doing that. And this is all dust. This clay is very sticky and it's collecting dust very easy, even being inside the container for the whole week. Usually I don't take that long to finish the sculpture, so it doesn't get that dusty. So I'm just adding some volume to the chin so it's not so thin, so skinny. And I'm gonna meet with my chin here, with my cheeks, but I'm still gonna leave a difference on the volume here, okay? This is higher than that, so I'm still gonna meet up, letting this line happen here because you can see the line on her face there. And I want to still be able to see it, so I'm not gonna go and meet all the way in one spot. There's a division here. And also here. And this, the jaw here, I will look for her profile so I can make a more similar jawline for her. She has this, it's very, the curve here is very small, but this can also be the angle of the sculpture here. I think this is where we can see better. So yeah, it's more of a straight line here, so the curve here is not as big. So I might add a little bit extra down here. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. So I'm just working on this line now, trying to get something similar to that. And then we can also make a line where the ear is going to go. You can also use your transparency for that. So we can place it in here. It's kind of big. There. So I think I can add more chin to her too, look. All right, but I was looking at the jawline and it's kind of here. Looks good. And go back again. So we always have to make sure that we're gonna turn this, the profile a little bit like this, not completely this way, because you can see her eyebrow right there. You see the jawline there. Hold on, the eye is not right. There. The jawline still have to go forward. See here. Yeah, still a little bit around here. So just bring it forward here. And I think she has more chin, so I'm gonna add a little bit of chin to the front. I think this side I don't have to, because I was looking at this side. Thank you. I always have to look at in here. Oh, I didn't do this jawline, but I'm just checking if the chin here also is too much. Okay, eye. This is small. Okay, I'm using the wrong one. Yeah, a little bit more chin, see? Well, the jawline here I didn't do this side, but the chin also needs to come forward, both sides. So I'm gonna do that. I don't know if you guys want me to keep on doing these small similarities in the camera, or if you prefer not to, because it's just, you know, observation and filling in some space to reach the drawing. And I'm gonna have to work on this symmetry again, but that's okay. Is it? Okay. Well, the transparency says a lot. And okay. And a lot of observation as well. I mean, you know, sometimes tiny micro little things make a huge difference. Okay, so I'll keep on doing the details. Sometimes I think you guys are gonna get bored. Hello. So this is as again repeating, this is where I keep my fingers, so there's a big hole in there, which always happen with me in every sculpture, so I'm not even concerned about it. All right, so let me check the chin again. I think if I keep a white paper in the background, help you guys to see it. So as you guys can see, it takes me a while to find the spot where it's going to match my sculpture, and that's because of the angle. Yeah, now the chin is good, look. I can put a little bit of forehead still. And bring down a lot on the, no, the forehead is because it wasn't there. No forehead is because I didn't turn the face very well. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this down. It's pretty much there. I mean, if you want to go perfect, you're gonna have to spend quite a lot of time, you know, refining your sculpture, and it takes time. It's not, there's not really a secret to say like, oh, you do this, you do that. Like, it's just really time and observation, and see what can be better, what can look more like her. Her face is not an easy face, I'm not gonna lie. If you are having trouble with her face, don't worry. As long as it's close to, because her biggest characteristic, I already mentioned that last class, is the eyebrow and her hairstyle, all the flowers. So even if the face doesn't turn out exactly like hers, it's gonna be a cool Frida at the end, because of her, when you put her details, you know, that is the biggest characteristics, it's gonna look really good. Also, something important is always make sure to remember which side of the transparency you're using, because it changes. Nobody is completely symmetrical, so that might change. I can't see anything on my phone. Oh, there you go. So you see, there's a lot to fill up on the face still, I think. I'm not even sure if it's in the phone. Let me turn the phone a little bit so I can, to my eyes direction, because it's too high, I can't see it. Yeah. So chin up, it's too low, and a lot of feeling on this side of the jaw still. Or maybe it's because it wasn't fully straight, but I think, no, I think there's more in this than this. So chin a little bit higher here, doesn't go down that much. And more volume on the jaw here. I'm going to try to keep the jawline here that I already compared to the transparency. Just blend this in. And here again, I want to keep that line. Let me just check if the line is in the right spot as well, because you can see the line in the transparency here, the line on her face, this one. And some people have it higher, some people have it like not so straight down. So it's important that we make that line happen in the right spot as well. So that helps to make similar. So we'll just keep on putting up. I'm looking at my phone. I'm not really looking at my sculpture right now. So I'm trying to see through my phone, but it looks like it's in the right spot. This one too, this other line here. I think maybe, hold on. It's not easy through the phone because I need to do it through the phone, otherwise you guys won't see what I'm seeing. It's pretty similar, but still. Let me get a smaller one, let's see. No. I think this should be a little bit smaller, but not as small as the second one. There. So you see, it's still more. And also the cheekbone here, I need to go bigger. And the line on the face was fine. It's going in the good direction there. Is it too loud, guys? My son is working beside me here. I don't know if this noise is too loud, that he's cutting some metal. He's making skeletons. If it's too loud, I can go ask him to wait for the class to finish. Is it too loud? I told him I was in class, but I think he forgot. Is it? It's very loud here for me. I don't know if it's the same for you guys there. So guys, the thing is, I like this side. This one I still have to do some changing. But I think we can move forward and work on the ears. Because those are just like, you know, like here, I noticed that it's a little bit smaller, so I add a tiny little bit of clay and some volume here to match this side. So it's nothing really, I don't know if it's, because it's not the same as you guys are going to have to work on yours. It's bearable. Because I think he has headphones on, so I'm going to have to go there and ask him to stop. If I just yell, he won't hear me. And you guys will. Well, he stopped. Maybe that was not, he didn't need to do a lot. Oh, he's back. Let me go ask him to stop. Just 1 second. Sorry, he stopped. He forgot. He forgot I was in class. Okay, I like the face here. I think I could maybe work on her cheekbones a little bit more. But I won't do that using my transparency. I actually want to use the picture because some things are easier to see on the picture. She has pretty large cheekbones here. So I might put a little bit more. Do you guys want me to keep on going on details, or should we consider this is good and I can fix this line here later? You see, it's just like to fix the line, you just go with your finger like that and make it a little bit bigger. Can go add some more of the bone coming here. Make her face a little bit larger in here. And then we can also work on micro details that, okay. It's because I have to do the ears still, and then next class I would like to paint. Maybe next class I will record, because again, painting is always good to paint. Okay. Oh, some people want to go for the ears. This is my concern because it's always details take a long time. Okay. So let me work just a little bit on details here and then we go for the ears. So you see, now I'm gonna work on shades. So for shades, what I do is I put beside her and then I look, what is different? What is too much? So I think I can add a little bit of more lips on the here. Maybe this is just lipsticks that she add more. And then what are the shades here that I can't see on my face and I can see on her? So I think this line, mine can be deeper. So I go with my tool like that and make a little bit deeper because I can see here. I think this is the mustache, I'm not sure. But this line is okay, I can see here pretty good. Maybe I can't see much in here. And if you look at her chin, her cheekbone here it finishes here, goes to the side of the skull. If you look at the skeleton, you can see that here. Okay, the bone keep on going here. So she has that quite high, and so I added mine here. Hi, Esther. And then here I'm gonna go in a bit, remove the volume so we won't be able to see in the back and here. So when you look in the front, you're gonna see the volume just here, and then right in the back here we go back into like on a curve. And also there's this shade, hi, and this little bit here, which we can just with our finger bring it back or bring it to the front, it doesn't matter. And also we can always help with painting the shades after, shading the face. I still think her chin is too big comparing to her, but I think it's because I need to add more lip on her, which I don't think it's actually her lips. I think it's just more lipstick because her lips are not too big, see? Oh. So her lips are not too thick, but I think she added extra lipstick. So I'm gonna leave it this way, and even after bake, if we feel like, oh, I need to add more lips, it's fine. We can always do after baking, so it's not a problem. It's easier to add after baking than to reduce. So I'm just gonna fix the face shape here. And then after the class, I will get my transparency. I can make some more measurements, observe better, to make sure that little details will make her face look more like her. You know, details can do that. Yeah, I definitely think that her lip here needs to be coming down a little bit more. So now I'm going to make one ear. And we really don't need to do exactly like hers. Like, I mean, you can if you want to do like perfection, but you don't have to. But to make the right size, a good tip is, I still have to make my symmetry better, okay? So I'm gonna do that off camera, because it's like probably a day working on just to get the symmetry perfect. And then only 1 hour will take like too long to fix all the symmetry. So you can make like a shape like that, and it goes kind of her ear size, and place behind the jawline, and it's inclinated. It's not straight like that. It's goes in the same direction here of the jaw. I have to do that. I added to the group. I didn't add to Discord. I added to the Facebook group. It's there. Yeah, I forgot to add to Discord. Yes, I'll do that. Remind me if I forget. And then to put in the right position, the ear, you can also use the profile picture. So you do exactly follow hers exactly where it's supposed to be. I'm with the wrong one, with the small one. There you go. So we can go a little bit more to the front and the bottom and lower. So more here. After this class, I posted the before this class already on the Facebook group, and I'm not sure if I posted on Patreon. I know I did not post it on Discord. So now I'm just blending in here, and we can still use the transparency to see if it's in the right spot. Kind of. The jawline is wrong. Jawline can go. Because we added so much clay, and it's always good to look again, see if it's right. When we add a lot of volume. So that's good enough. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the ear parts, like not all of it, but the most important ones. So I always start with a number, making a number 9 here. So this would be like a number 9. So it goes around, and when it reaches here, it's kind of going to become a number 9. So I'm gonna go around and make a mark right here, and goes in more, like that. Okay, then I'm gonna come here and keep on going with this number 9, but I'm gonna make a double line for it. So I'm just scratching the design, and I'm gonna go around and go around, and once I get around here, I'll stop. I get less dip and soften. At the end it dies the depth. There's no more depth in here. Okay, and now I'm going to come in this number 9 here. Well, no, first I'm gonna bring this in. So if you look to her ears, I mean to every ear, this, the number 9 out here, it goes inside the ear, like in. So we're gonna press this down and start going down here, and it goes more in here. But this would be like more out, like looking in here. This is the part that you see like going out more. And as we go in here, we go in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my tool and I'm gonna go in, press this in like that. Then I'm gonna lose my number 9 a little bit. It's going to disappear because it's all inside, but I'm going to redo that after. So now looking in the front, this is what I have. All this area is going in. Okay? All right. Now that I have that, we can go back here with the line drawing. This way. And this is what we have. All right, now I'm gonna put my tool. You can put in here or you can put in here, it doesn't matter. What I wanna do is I'm gonna lay down my tool here and do this. Cut this way and clean up the excessive clay here. So now I have a little curve in here. Okay, and it already forms that part of the ear right here. I mean, you can fix the shape after, but this is pretty much what we need now. Fixing my number 9 again here. Making sure it's going in. If it didn't go in enough, bring it in even more, because sometimes it doesn't go enough. So bring it down. Now I'm going to put my tool in here, behind the second line on the number 9. I'm going to draw first what I'm going to do, and I'm going to dig this shape, all of this out. Go in here, here, and here. And all of this needs to come out. From the bottom of the line here of the number 9 and up a little bit, we're going to remove this. So you can scratch it out or you can cut it. I don't know, like find the best way for you to dig this out. I'm just scratching out a little bit. And I'm going to remove. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna fix the shape a little bit because polymer clay moves around as you sculpt. If we're using another clay like oil clay, then that doesn't happen, and it's easier. All right, just fixing the shape a little bit here, cleaning up my scratches. We're gonna have to smooth that out later. And now I'm going to round this a bit, the edges. And here, I'm gonna bring it up. I already pretty much have an ear here. Okay, now we are going to make sure that this part is also slowly going in according to our line here, that all this part also goes in a little bit. Not as much as that the number 9 line here, but it also goes in. And then here you smooth the edges a little bit. You don't want like just a cut. You want to round the edges that goes inside that line. And this is already pretty good shape for the ears, but now we're just we can make here. Do you see there's a mark that goes in here, like an indentation in this area? So we're gonna do that here too. That's it. And now you fix the shape according to the person that you're making. Some people have it coming more out a little bit here, more in there, like hers, because she's wearing a earring, so it's kind of pulling down here a bit. And here is more straight, because that is personal. I think she has that even bigger here, so I'm going to dig it more, you know. But that's it. For ears, this is what we need. And then we have to look to the front view and see how much of her ear shows up in the front view. So don't forget, we're gonna have hair here, so we can't completely stick to the head, but you can go maybe more in or out according to the person you're doing. Hers is kind of in like that. And here, yeah, it's good. That's good enough. Any question? No questions? I'm about to make her lips a little bit bigger. I think it's small. Yeah, probably. So if we're gonna give her earrings, if you want, you can poke a little hole in there. I mean, it doesn't need to be for real, but if you want like to be able to place a wire and give the weight, you can do this, then fix the hole, but bring it down a bit. So you do have that feeling that the weight of the earring. I mean, she has several different ones, so we have to choose the earring first, so you know how much more. Like in here, like there's 3 different ones, and you can see this one probably is the heaviest one because it's pulling the ear quite a bit down. This one is also heavy, and this one is not as heavy, so you can see here is not. She has that curve pretty rounded over, so you can pull this in a bit more and bring this over this. But this is personal, not everybody have like that. And like, even though we're making a portrait, you don't need to make a ear portrait, you know, it's kind of a bit too much sometimes, but if you want to, you can. I probably will copy her ears a little bit better after. I'm not going to be spending a lot of time with this in here. It doesn't really make sense. So I think I like her. I am not happy with this area under the chin. I think she has much more shade in there, which is conflicting with different images of her. Because when I look to this image, I see a lot of volume under her lips. But in this one, I don't see volume under her lips. So I'm gonna have to make a decision here. But I'm gonna go more with the front view. And even though I like my lips, I think the bottom lip is lacking something. And also I think the shade in here is closer to the lip. So, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring, because when we look in this direction, this is pretty good. What was the picture that I was using? I think it was this one here. There's a pretty big division, like there's no division here at all, but I think it's because it's like that. So it's showing this side here. You see, because that's the division is here, but it's showing this line here. So that side of the lip, not this in here. And I think this is dip. So it's not showing in any of her profile picture, but this one, I think. So I will look to my front view and bring just the center in a little bit more, so I won't lose that profile that I liked. But I think it's gonna look more like her. And also I want to mark this closer to the lips as well. You see, she has a shade that in here that it makes all around her lips very close to the lip, and then the chin quite large apart. And I think this is missing. So I'm just gonna dig on this shades. Now we have to work with shades. When we get to this level, it's just about the shades, how the light reflect on her face and shades, and then you can figure out the volumes better. So what I do is I dig in around, and then I'm gonna go with the brush. Actually, I should show you guys how to smooth this out a little bit as well. There we go. Oh, I like that better. I like that much, much better. And I still have that, the side view pretty good. So yeah, that worked. That would work good. So this is how I make it similar, guys. I look and I observe and I change little details. And I still think the chin is too low, so I'm gonna bring it up a bit. I like it better now. So let me show you guys how to smooth this out. Once you're happy with your sculpture, that's better. Once you're happy with both sides, I mean, I'm not yet, I still have to work on the symmetry, but I can already show you guys what to do. You can use any oil. It can be coconut oil, it can be mineral oil, and a clean brush. I like to always have one, this square in here and a pointy one, which I don't have any clean one around. Oh, that's here. And that pointy one. I always like to have both. And then you get some oil. I have some mineral oil here, but my mineral oil is almost ending and it's quite dirty. So I'm gonna show with the coconut oil. That is also quite dirty because I use it for painting, but I think it's gonna be okay. So this is coconut oil. It's like, it's cold in here, so it's like all like a bar, but, and there's a lot of painting there, but I don't think it's gonna affect. Let's hope it's not, because it's not enough paint to affect. If it is, I'll have to switch and get a new oil. So I'm melting with my heat gun a little bit. If you are in a warm country, you don't need to do that. It's probably going to be liquid all the time. And I'm going to put some oil with my brush and, oh no, I squeezed the ear in the paper. That's okay, I'll fix after. And I will go on her face with the oil and fix all the lines. So that's important. So for example, I can see the line here. I'm going to press, follow in the direction and smooth what's around. And as I smooth, the brush will help me to make the lines and the design a little bit better. It will help me to define these lines. and to remove all those little bumps that the clay makes, because polymer clay, when you try to smooth it out, makes some bumps sometimes. And with the brush, like you press a little bit firm. It doesn't need to be super firm, but a little bit firm to remove the tool marks and the bumps. And also define the line. So for example, the cheek lines here that I want to do, once I press the brush, I'm going to press it in firmly and make sure that this line will be showing nicely, just like I need. And then here there's a volume that I don't want to mess it up, so I go gentle and I go around the lips here and go up, up to reduce this line. So the brush always helped me to keep my design showing better. So chin, same thing. I go around and I go in this way. And that's gonna help me. It's kind of like the brush helps you to define your sculpture better. It will reduce all the tool marks, make everything rounded and nice and smooth. Okay? Once you do that, make sure that you won't add any clay to this oily part. If you need to add extra clay and you already added the oil, make sure that you will clean this oil before you add clay here. The reason is that you don't want to mix clay with oil, like mix it up together. It can go on top, but it cannot be mixed with the clay because it's going to make your clay very weak. So in order to clean that, you can get rubbing alcohol or alcohol isopropyl 99%. That's the one I use. And instead of the oil, you will use the alcohol. It's important to remember that alcohol also, you can also smooth your piece just with alcohol, but only if your clay is oily. If your clay is not oily, then the alcohol will make it too dry and it might give you some tiny little cracks that it will show when you paint. Okay, so you don't want to do that. But if you want to add clay here and it's oily, you have to make sure that the alcohol will clean up the oil, get your clay nice and dry, and then you can apply more clay on top. Okay, and always the oil will remove, the alcohol will remove the oil. You get rid of that. Like I'm just rubbing on my hands, but usually I rub on paper. And then get more alcohol and do it again. Don't overdo the alcohol, because even with the oil, if you remove too much, you might get your clay too dry and it will crack as well. So it's basically to clean up the oil that you added to your clay, not the natural oil that is in the clay. Okay? And your piece is gonna be very smooth and very nice. My ear, I squeezed. I put like that on the paper and I squeezed my ear, but I'll fix it after, that's okay. All right, so this side is nice and smooth. I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, I can do a better job after. And this type of brush is to go in here, you know, smooth out these areas, make everything nice and rounded without the waves. Go on in the lips, go in the small spots in here, and make everything looks good. And I think I'm happy with her. Maybe next class, because I'm gonna do the other ear. Oh, there's also something else. If you want to bake this face before adding the other ear is fine, you can. But if you're not gonna use Genesis to paint, then you might want to don't make any ear. Paint first, bake, and then you can bake each ear for one ear and then the other ear. Because what happened is sometimes when we make a ear and it looks really good, and then when you're gonna make the second one, you squeeze this one. And then you have to redo the whole thing. So if you're having trouble with that and you're not using Genesis, don't make the ear now. Let's shade the face with powder. I'm gonna use makeup like eyeshadow, but you can use pastels, or you can even use watercolors. Whatever you use before you paint, before you bake with the clay unbaked, it will stain your clay and it will stay there. So watercolor is okay, pastels are okay, eyeshadow, anything that you can stain the clay before you bake. So if you're gonna use that, don't make 1 year, because unless you can make both of them without baking. Because if you want to bake 1 year first, then we have to shade, and then you can make 1 year, bake it, make the other year, bake it, and then refine the painting with whatever paint you're gonna use, okay? I'm gonna use Genesis for mine, but I will show how to shade with powder before baking. And I will probably do that and record this class instead of coming live, because painting takes baking in layers, and I prefer to do that during videos. So if I have the need to bake one layer before going to the next layer, I don't have to make anybody wait for me to bake for 8 minutes, you know, heat up the oven and then wait to cool off to come back and paint. So probably next class I will do a recorded class on how to paint your piece. All right, any question? Do you guys notice that I did not make her lips bigger? I did not add to the lips, but when I fix around the lips already, it doesn't look small anymore. So the problem was not the size of the lips, it was the shape of surrounding the bottom lip. It was too out and it made the lip look smaller. So those are things that are good to pay attention. Somebody said something here and I missed it. Oh, de nada, Benildes. Okay, do you guys have any question before I finish? Or any request? So we have a lot of homework because we have to get the face ready for next class and paint. No questions? I think once we add the eyebrow is going to look really good. I'm just smoothing out and got distracted and started to smooth out. Dahlia asked a question. Let me see. I did not receive the, oh, Dahlia, can you use alcohol inks? I don't know. I've never, oh, to paint? I don't know. I've never tried. Probably you can, because if it will stain, I don't have any experience with alcohol inks. I've never tried in any type of crafts. But my advice is get a little bit of clay that is not your face and test it before you go on your face. So paint a little bit of clay, bake it, rub your finger when it's cold, and see if it's going to stay there or not. You can always also paint with whatever clay paint you want and add a layer of liquid clay on top that is transparent, and then it's gonna the paint is gonna be between layers, which is gonna hold the painting there. And there's no different on the, you know, it doesn't get like shinier. There's no, it's mate. It's just the same shiny as the polymer clay, because it is polymer clay liquid. So you can also do that. Okay, I'm gonna show how I'm gonna make mine, and then if you guys want other ideas or other attempts. Oh, also, we still have 5 minutes. I can show you guys, if you want to make Genesis, a good way to do is, I'm gonna have to remove this from here and show my glass. My glass is all oily. This is glass and clay. It's dirty, but that's what it is. So what you can do is you can get the makeup. Let me just get it in here. And this can be done after you bake. So you can get eyeshadow or lipstick or whatever makeup you think is gonna be good. So this is eyeshadow, and I don't even know what brand is that. It's just let me see if I. There's no brand. I don't know. My cousin gave me this one. It doesn't really matter. I wish I had something white to show you guys so you could see the color. Let me see if I can find something white in here. There's nothing white around me. It's plastic. Okay, I'll do on the paper. No, the paper is not going to be good. I'll do on the tip of this cap here. React to yeah, it might. I don't know because I don't have experience with. You guys see it if I use it here? It's too close. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on top of this cap because it's white and you can see the color better. It's not clean because I'm improvising. So let me just clean up a little bit. This is just a, what is that, gloss called. I'm just gonna do it on top of here. So what you can do is you get the gel. I mean, this is PV clay, so they call gel. If you buy from Sculpt, they will call liquid clay. And Fimo has it. Every polymer clay brand has its own liquid clay, and they call differently. But the Sculpt, they do have like a bake and bond. That's not liquid clay. You have to get the liquid clay. So just gonna get a little bit of it. It's white before we bake, but it bakes transparent. Some brands have it more transparent than others, which might help if it's less transparent, because then you can actually see the color, how it's going to be. So it's always good to test, okay? Bake, test before you actually use it. I'm gonna get a dry brush so I can just dip in my makeup, and I'm gonna get a little bit of red. Let's just like, I'm gonna get like red paint. Make your own Genesis. You put it in here and mix it. And then you have pretty much Genesis. And you can use this to stain, to paint your piece. And you can do that after, so you can bake your piece before and paint just like Genesis, just like I will paint mine after baking. Okay, so this is one way to go, and you can do every color you want, because there's a lot of eyeshadows and skin color. You can use powder, you know. I don't know the name of makeup because I don't wear makeup, but you know the powder that you put on your skin, foundation. You can even use like foundation and mix up in here, even if it's liquid. If you mix with the, it's always good to test. Obviously, test before on a piece of clay to see if your foundation will work, because each foundation brand has different chemicals. So I don't know. It's always good to test, but that's a way to make homemade Genesis, because Genesis is pricey. It does take like last forever to finish because it never gets dry, so there's no waste, but it's pricey. So if you don't want to do this investment right now, you don't have to. You can go liquid clay with whatever makeup you want. You're gonna be just fine. All right, any other question? I have a face that I started here that I'm not gonna use it. I didn't like it. It's supposed to be a witch that looks like Irma. It was Pam that told me about this woman, the Jew. It was to be Irina's mom, and it ended up looking too much like Charlie Sheen, so I didn't like it. So I'm gonna use that one to show. Okay, so I'm using this one that I just made. So if you go and spread it, it's just like Genesis, and you make it the reds. There you go. So it works pretty good. Can you guys see it? All right. Did I open the live in the wrong channel? I don't know. Hopefully not. If I did, I will upload in the other channel. Yeah, it does a good job, right? And if you want more, like for the lipstick, then you just add more powder. I already closed mine. But anyway, it's just a demonstration. Esse é o canal em português, gente? Estou no canal errado? Let me see. I am. I think I am in the wrong channel. I think you're right. Oh, no. No, I'm not. Hold on. Live. Oh, I am. I'm in the wrong channel. Oh, no. Oopsies. I guess the other people are waiting for me in the other channel. But anyway, I'll just download this class from here and upload in the other channel as well. All right, guys. So I guess I'm in the Portuguese channel. That's just me. I am like that all the time. And yeah, it happens. Okay, guys, so see you all next Tuesday. I will repost this. I will download this live and post on my channel in English. I can't believe I've done that. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy this class and see you all next Tuesday, probably on a recorded class, not live. All right, bye-bye.